Hey, what's up, John Sonmez here. So today I want to talk about being uncomfortable, and I want to tell you guys why you just got to do it, and how many times you guys try to avoid it, and it just doesn't work out for you. I get a lot of emails, all right, and I get a lot of comments, and a lot of people trying to basically tell me some way to solve their problem without them having to go through the discomfort that they don't want to go through. And I have to tell you guys, like, there's no way around this. That the best growth that you're ever going to have in life is being uncomfortable, is putting yourself out there and being uncomfortable, right? I was just to give you an example, man, I was just on a podcast, like in a bigger podcast, right? An entrepreneurial type of podcast, not just like a programming podcast yesterday. And the host was asking me some questions, and he was asking me about overcoming addictions. And I honestly talked about, overcoming pornography addiction. I said that I, publicly, right, not just on this YouTube channel, but I said, hey, yes, I overcame that. And this is how I did it, right? Not using willpower, but by transforming my mind, by basically changing my identity, my self-identity, and becoming, a different person, like having the nature change that caused an instant change in me, which immediately broke that addiction. And can you believe that was uncomfortable for me, like to do that? I mean, again, it's not like it's like super uncomfortable. It might be for some of you, but even at that stage, right? When I'm doing this on my YouTube channel and it's all you guys, we're all tight like that, and reveal that kind of vulnerability or information. It's by the way, check out this video on vulnerability, as I said the keyword. So, but anyway, it's a little bit easier, right? But to do that to a wider audience, right? That's a mixed audience and that's more public and more general. It made me feel uncomfortable, but I did it anyway, and it's something that's going to make me grow, right? Because by doing that, by revealing that, by being able to step out there, I'm able to talk more authentically, be more real, and be more genuine, and not hide shit, right? To be able to say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk, and I'm not going to worry, right? But if I hide that, if I'm in that moment, and I choose comfort, if I choose, to kind of skip around that subject and not talk about that, and not really authentically talk about something that I can talk about in that area, I'm not going to get that growth that I will. Again, this is just one small example, but I'm showing you at any level that this is the case, right? I know a lot of you are struggling with different things, right? The biggest one that I get, again, I didn't want to make this a guy video, but excuse me, I'm getting over cold, but the biggest one I get from you guys that really is a big stumbling block is like, you're trying, like, you email me and you're like, look, dude, here's what I've done. I'm making money, I'm going to the gym, I'm lifting weights, I'm getting in shape, right? I've learned, got style, and I'm buying new wardrobe and stuff like this, and it's like, but only thing I'm missing is the girl. How do I get the girl, right? But I'm afraid to talk to girls. I'm afraid to approach them, and here's a person that's spending all this time and all this effort, just like, they've got this one obstacle and they're just trying to build like this bridge or this ladder up above and around this obstacle. They're digging holes. They're like doing whatever they can instead of just going through it. Of just, and the obstacle is small, right? I mean, in this case, it looks like to you maybe like it's a boulder, but I can see that it's rice paper, right? It's paper thin. All you have to do is put your fist through it and you'll be through it, instead of doing all this work to go around it, to circumvent it. Why do we do this shit, right? And I'm guilty of the same thing, right? I've done this in multiple areas of my life where I just won't go through the fucking fire that I need to go through, and instead I'm trying to avoid it, but trying to go all these other directions and trying to do all these other things. So you've just got to do it. You've got to sack it up. You got to face it. You got to realize, right? It's the same thing if you think about it, like overcoming a fear, right? And they're connected. They're the same thing, right? Overcoming the obstacle, doing the thing that makes you uncomfortable. You're afraid to do it. That's why you won't do it. But there's no one that is going to coach you out of your fears. I can give you some strategies. Believe me, if you were together and you're like, John, I need to get over this fear, I can give you some strategies, right? I can give you some advice. I can pat you on the back. I can give you some things that you can do that are going to help you jump. But you got to jump. But you're going to have to, as much as I can help you, right? At the very end, the only thing that is going to cause you to overcome your fear is for you to have courage. I can't give you courage. Right? I can't give you courage. There's no way I can transfer my courage to you. You just have to have it. You just have to decide. But what I can do, okay, is I can tempt you. I can tell you that on the other side of that rice paper, on the other side of that chasm, if you jump out of that plane, if you have the courage, there are huge, huge freaking rewards. There's huge rewards there. That's the thing that I can tell you is I can tell you that in my life, the person who I've become, right? The changes that I've gone through, the success that I've had financially, physically, socially, mentally, have all been because I stepped the fuck up. Because I decided to have courage, right? I didn't say, oh, I guess I don't have courage, or I wish that I had more courage, or I wish I wasn't afraid of the situation, right? I wish I wasn't afraid to go talk to these girls or anything like that. I just fucking did it. Right? I just decided that I was going to do it. I decided that what I wanted was on the other side of that obstacle. And that was what was necessary in order for me to get it, is I had to go and step through it, right? There's a really good book I'll recommend for you guys here. It's by Ryan Holiday. I've got actually a signed copy here. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. And there's some really good concepts in here, right, where he talks about this idea of, and if you think about it, right, the obstacle is the way. When you think about what that means, it means that this very thing that's making you uncomfortable, the very thing that you think is the obstacle, is the thing that's blocking you, that is the way, because when you overcome that, that's where you're going to really grow, right? And without that obstacle, it's just like, you need a knife sharpener, right? A harder metal, or right, to sharpen a knife, okay? You need flint, right? Is it flint to sharpen steel? Okay, but you need to have that, and it needs to be, you need to brush it against that. You need to actually go through that pain, okay, in order to become sharper. Right? And if you don't have that obstacle, then you're not going to have that growth. And if you don't have that growth, you're not going to be ready to overcome other challenges that come your way. You're not going to become the version of yourself that you're capable of becoming. So when you see that obstacle, right, you should be thankful. There's a couple of reasons why. One of them is because it's what's going to make you stronger, right? If it were easy, there wouldn't be any growth in it, right? I mean, if you were born with the ability, like a lot of you guys that email me, I'm thinking of one email I got in particular recently. If you were born with the ability to not be afraid to just go up and talk to girls and not have any problem, you wouldn't get any growth out of it, right? But you've got an opportunity here, which is the obstacle. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is you've got this fear. It makes you uncomfortable. So now you have an opportunity to overcome this. And imagine how you'll feel when you do overcome this. Imagine, there's no greater high in life than comes from conquering a fear. And when you do this and you overcome this and you realize that you're still alive and those girls are not going to actually kill you, they may reject you, it's fine, but you can laugh it off. You can be like, oh, that's cool. All right, whatever. You know what I mean? You can just have a good time and say, all right, well, I came over and I talked to you. So you ladies have a good night, and I'm going to just go talk to some other girl. Right? That's fine. That's cool. You're having a good time, right? What I'm saying is that when you do that, though, you're going to be so excited. You're going to be so happy. You're going to be so thrilled with yourself. There's no greater reward. I could give you money. I could give you power. I could give you fame. But that inner feeling of knowing that you've conquered your fear, that you've put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, and you've grown because of it, that you had courage, there's no greater reward that you could possibly have in life than that. And the second thing I'll tell you is this. And this is the beauty of it, right? The shit that's hard, that makes you uncomfortable, it's hard and it's uncomfortable for everyone. The harder your life is, the more of these obstacles that you have in your fucking way, right? The more difficult things that you have to overcome that are going to make you uncomfortable, they're going to require your courage, that are going to make you afraid, the better off you are, because that's opportunity, my friend. Opportunity is a fact that they're hard. Why? Because other people will be faced with those same problems. And guess what? If you conquer them and they don't, you have a lot less competition. On the other side of that rice paper I talked about at the beginning, there's not many people. There's all these people digging canals and trying to get over this wall and trying to build these bridges, and they can't do it. But you just fucking put your fist through the rice paper, you start walking through, and you realize it's empty on the other side. And you get to have the spoils. You get to have the reward that other people don't have. So anytime I see a challenge in life, that's what I think. I don't think, oh, fuck, I wish it weren't so hard. I wish it didn't make me so uncomfortable. I wish I didn't have to have so much courage. I wish I wasn't afraid. I think, fuck, no one is going to do this shit that I'm going to do, right? right? I think, oh, this is going to be so good because I'm going to get so many points because no one else is going to do this. People are going to be afraid to do this shit. I'm going to be the only one who's going to do it, and I'm going to get the benefit of doing that, right? And you can see it. And you can see it when I make these videos. When I do this YouTube channel, it's the same thing, right? It's like not many people are going to do a YouTube channel. And of the people that do, not many of them are going to be authentic. Not many of them are going to be real. A lot of them are going to be full of shit and jump cuts. But I'm just going to be fucking real. And it's uncomfortable. It's a little bit scary being a little bit vulnerable out there, talking about shit that, hey, it hits close to home, right? And taking a risk, saying some stuff that, you know, not carefully edited and highly, I say some stupid shit, okay? And some people give me shit for it. But you know what? There's a huge reward in doing that, right? That's the thing, right? I mean, I don't have 1 million subscribers, but I've got 100 and something thousand, and that came from doing that, from taking those risks, right? So take risks. Be uncomfortable. Don't try and go avoid it. Don't try to go around the obstacle. Don't try to avoid being uncomfortable in life. That's not the way. Instead, when you see something that makes you uncomfortable, sack it up and go forward and if you have to just move your feet in the direction and just know that your feet will take you and words will come out of your mouth, do it. Do whatever it's going to take. Realize you're not going to die, okay? It may be painful. You may face rejection, but such is life. But the thing that you're getting, you already won as soon as you take the action. You already won as soon as you do that because you're going to get the growth out of it that you wouldn't be able to have if you're not willing to take that action. And other people aren't going to. So, all right, that's enough being a dead horse. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button below. Share this with a friend who needs some help overcoming things, being uncomfortable, going into an uncomfortable zone. And I'll talk to you next time. Take care.